Hello students, today we are going to begin with the topic note making and summarizing. This topic comes under the category of reading section and this consists of 8 marks. Now this is one of the most scoring questions in the entire question paper. If we talk about 11th and 12th half yearly or annual exams. So let us delve deep into the mechanics of note making, mark division, and other minor and major details about note making. First of all, we learn about the mark distribution. As you can see on the screen, that it consists of 8 marks, and these 8 marks are further divided into 5 and 3. 5 marks are for notes, and these 5 marks are divided as following: a suitable title, that will consist of 1 mark, then 3 marks for proper indent, numbering, at least 3 subtitles, points and subpoints, and then 1 mark for abbreviations or symbols, and they should be at least 4. Now 1, 3, 1 equals to 5. Then we come to the second point, the second portion of these 8 marks, and that is the summary. Summary consists of 3 marks, content 2, expression 1. Earlier, this was 4 plus 4. Notes 4 marks, summary 4 marks. But this year, again, the CBSE has changed this mark division, and notes consist of 5 marks and summary consists of 3 marks. So now let's know what are notes. So notes are short written record of facts to aid memory. So these are short written record of facts in order to help our memory, usually taken to record a speech or a dictation or after reading a book, magazine or article. So suppose that you just hear a speech or you hear a dictation or you have read a book, you have read a magazine, you have read an article, and you want to prepare notes on it. Now over here you will be needing notes. Are referred back when needed. Now these notes, whenever you need the previous session, you want to recall something that you have done or you have attended in the past, you will refer to the notes that you had prepared on that speech, on that dictation or that book, magazine or article, and you would be very much comfortable with whatever you recorded at that time, because that will help you in recalling each and every detail of the past, may be reproduced in the desired way. And these notes, they can be reproduced in any way you want that suits your requirement. Now the necessity or the need of notes. Why is a note needed? Why are the notes needed? Why is there a necessity of notes? Notes help us in recalling the entire information heard or read months ago. So whatever we heard, whatever we read months ago, if you want to recall that thing, the notes that you prepared regarding that past experience, that notes will help you. Useful to students preparing many subjects. Now in school level education, students are supposed to prepare many subjects, almost 5 or 6. So over here, it is very beneficial for the students because these notes will prove very useful, beneficial and handy for the students who are studying many subjects. Now some professionals like lawyers, speakers, journalists, statesmen, they also have a great need of notes. At exam time for students, it's not possible to go through the voluminous books, the fat volumes. At that time, those notes you prepared earlier while preparing some chapter or some topic, they will prove quite handy for revision. It is an aid to our memory which is limited. Our memory is limited. So the notes come to our memory as an aid, as a help to our memory. So these are some necessities, these are some reasons why the notes are required. Now, how helpful notes are? How helpful notes are? This is a question. Why do we need to learn note making and the art of note making? The reason is they are extremely helpful, but how helpful? Let's see. Disposal for ready reference. Now the notes, they keep a lot of information at our disposal for ready reference. Means they are something that are always ready to be referred. Helps us reconstruct what was said, written. What was said earlier, what was written earlier. If you want to reconstruct that thing, these notes will be extremely helpful. Thus, it accelerates the process of recall. These notes prove handy in delivering speech, debate, discussion, writing essays, revision during exams, preparing cases for lawyers, etc. So these are some specific, you can say, areas where these notes are extremely helpful. Suppose you want to deliver some speech, suppose you are preparing for some debate, you want to take part in some discussion, you are going to write essays, and you are revising your exams, revising your chapters, preparing cases. So these notes will be extremely helpful for you. What are the characteristics of good notes? What are the qualities of good notes? The first thing is that they should be short and compact. If notes are as long as the given paragraph, given passage, or the chapter, or the topic, there is no use of making notes. It is useless. So they should be concise. They should be brief, short, and compact. Complete information. They should show, they should exhibit complete information. It should not seem as if some important point is missing. The presentation should be logical. The note should be presented in a logical manner, and the note should be understandable. They should be prepared, they should be crafted in such a way that anybody can understand your notes. So these are some of the characteristics of good notes. Now, what are the mechanics of note making? So the main points which you need to include in your note making are heading and subheading. There should be a heading and 3, 4 or 5 subheadings. This is ideal, 3, 4, 5. Then there should be a proper note form. Note form includes proper numbering and proper indentation. And then the note should contain recognizable abbreviations and symbols. And they should be at least 4. So these are the mechanics or the main points that must be included in your notes. Heading and subheadings, note form, proper note form, it should have numbering, indentation, and abbreviations and symbols. Now, how you should write a heading and how your subheading should be, what is supposed to be included in them, let's look at them. Heading should reflect the main theme or the central idea. So the heading should include the main theme, the central idea of the given passage or the given chapter or the given topic. It should be relevant to the main theme. It must contain the keyword related to the main theme. Now, this heading must have the keywords which are related to the main theme. It should not be more than 5 to 7 words. Now, this is not something hard and fast, but it is supposed that a heading should not be too long. So 5 to 7 major words are sufficient. Now let's look at subheadings. Subheading should have the following characteristics. They reflect how the main idea has been developed. Now, what do we mean by subheadings? Subheadings are just a reflection of the main idea which is being developed in the subsequent paragraphs. They mean the various subsidiary ideas connected with the main theme. So the subheadings indicate the subsidiary or the associate ideas which are connected with the main theme. These subheadings should not be less than 3, but they should not be too many. So ideal number of subheadings is 3 to 5. 3, 4, 5 is sufficient. So heading and subheading should be written keeping in view the points that we have just discussed. Now what about abbreviations and symbols? It consists of 1 mark, important. These abbreviations and symbols are used for precision and economy of words. They help in saving words because you have to compress your given passage paragraph in such a way that your notes are no more than about 100 words. So you need to be economic regarding the selection of words. So these abbreviations are and symbols, they are used just for precision and economy of words. And it is said that it is instructed that at least 4 recognizable abbreviations need to be used in notes. Key to used abbreviations is needed and may be kept in a box. Now it is also said that if you make a key of the used abbreviations in your notes, that would be better. So a key to used abbreviations should be there at the end of the note, and it is better if you keep that key in a box. Now over here I would like to mention that in boards, if a student has used abbreviations and symbols in his or her notes, but he or she has forgotten to make the key, 1 mark would be awarded. You would not be penalized for not making the key, but it is advisable that you should prepare a key. Don't use too many abbreviations. At least 4 are supposed to be used. There is no limit for the maximum number of abbreviations, but too many abbreviations will mar the, you can say, they will mar the beauty of notes. So 4 to 6, 7, 8 abbreviations and symbols are sufficient. Don't use them in summary or title. So the notes are basically to be used in the points, subpoints, and subtitles. Try not to use them in title. And in summary, it is not used at all. You can underline them in notes. When you are using abbreviations in your notes, it is better if you underline the abbreviations and symbols that you have used. Now, what would be the benefit of this? It will make easy for you and examiner as well to locate them. When you are preparing key for the abbreviation, you will find those notes very easily. You will find those abbreviations very easily from the notes. And similarly, the examiner will get to know very easily that yes, the candidate has used these abbreviations and symbols which he has mentioned in the key, because those abbreviations and symbols are underlined. They would be distinctively available. They would be distinctively seen by the examiner as well. These are some of the examples of abbreviations and symbols which are very common, and i.e. percentage, sign, symbol, E dot, G dot, VIZ dot. Now these are some symbols: symbol of equal, symbol of at the rate of, symbol of or, less than, more than. Then some acronyms: CBSE, NCRT, CO, commanding officer, CM, chief minister, PM, prime minister, DM, district magistrate, like this. So you can use such abbreviations and symbols. Then some more examples are over here. CAPT is abbreviation for captain. Then we have LAB lab for laboratory, SIGN for signature, TEL for telephone. Then BK for book, DR for doctor, STD for standard, DEPT for department, like this. So these are some of the examples of abbreviations that can be used in your notes. Now, note form. What is a note form? Never write points, subpoints in full length sentences. Now, this means that you need to write points and subpoints in calligraphic language. There is no need of using subject, helping verb, connectors, prepositions. Otherwise, your notes will be no different from the full length sentences. You just need to write the keywords, or you can use symbols and abbreviations. Avoid using prepositions, connectors, articles, helping verbs because they will lengthen your notes. All the important keywords must be included in the notes. Now, all the important keywords which are there in your passage, they must be the part of your notes. You need not ignore any important point. The important keywords, important points should be there in your notes. Now the word limit should be taken special care of because it should not be more than 100 words. Now it is not a hard and fast rule, but it is a, you can say, a borderline, or you can say it is just an idea given to the students that it should be around 100 words. If it is less than 100 words, okay, 70, 80, 90 is okay. Now, but it should not be around 150, 180, 200, 220. Otherwise, there will be no difference between your notes and your given passage. Now, what is numbering and indentation? What is the importance of numbering and indentation? Indentation means to leave space before starting a new line or a sentence. So, it should be used properly while preparing notes. You need to give proper indentation to subtitle, points and subpoints. We will see a sample in the next slide regarding this. While moving from subtitle to points and subpoints, the indentation must shift a little to the right. Now this means that when you are using subtitle, when you are writing subtitle, there should be less indentation. When you move to subpoints, when you move to points, it should be indented a little bit more, and even more when you are using or when you are writing subpoints. So the indentation will move from subtitle to points and subpoints. It must shift a little to the right. So these are some samples of indented notes. Now over here you can see that we have divided the subtitles by numbering them as A, B, C. In the second set we have numbered them as 1, 2, 3. Now the subtitle has less margin left. Then when we move to point A, point 1, the indent is increased. And when we move to subpoint A, point 3, point 1, this indentation has increased even more. So you need to understand that over here we have less this much indent. When we move to points, this much indent, and when we move to subpoint, this much indent. So this kind of indentation is needed from subtitle to point and subpoint. This indentation is increasing. Now all the subtitles should be indented equally. All the points should be indented equally. Okay. Similarly, if you you were needed to use sub point over here b.3.1, you will begin from over here because all the sub points should be indented equally. The similar is the case with this format: subtitle, then point, and then sub point. So indentation will keep on increasing. So you can use this format ABC, or you can use 1, 2, 3. If you use sub A, then the point may be A.1, A.2, A.3, and the sub point may be A.3.1, A.3.2. And if you use this format, subtitle will be numbered as 1, point will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 like this, and the sub point may be 1.3.1, 1.3.2. So you can use these kinds of formats of indented notes. This will make your notes beautiful. It will just catch the attention of the reader or the examiner. Now, once before winding up this session on note making, let's have a recap of note making. Go through the given passage carefully. When you are sitting in an exam, you get the question paper and you are attempting your question on note making. First of all, you need to read the passage very carefully. Once you read it quickly, you will have the idea of main theme or the central idea. Underline, then do the second reading, and during the second reading, underline the important points related with the main idea. So you need to underline the important points which are related with the main idea. Then, since you have understood what is the main idea, what is the main theme, you need to think about a suitable title or a suitable heading. After that, think about the various subheadings titles that can be attributed to the given passage. Once you have decided the suitable title, suitable heading, you need to understand what are the various sub-themes which are there in the passage, and you need to give them a suitable title. It means you need to think about various subheadings or subtitles. Make notes using points and subpoints. Now you will have to use points and subpoints for each and every subtitle. Use at least 4 abbreviations or symbols and underline them. Follow proper format with proper indentation. You need to follow proper format. We had just seen 2 formats in the previous slide. Now you can follow any of them, or you can just uh, think about some other format, and you need to give proper indentation. And don't forget to provide a key to the used abbreviations and symbols, and this key should be in a box. So this is about note making, and before closing this session, ending this session, let's have a sample, let's have an example of notes. So this is an example of note making. Now over here, you can very well see that the suitable title is given at the top center. Is technology changing lives? Question mark. Now this consists of 1 mark. If you write a proper heading, 1 mark is secure. Now then 1, 2, 3. 3 subtitles are given over here and they are equally indented. Now this much indentation is over there. You can see very well. 1, 2, 3. Various uses of technology. Now in the subtitle itself they have used an abbreviation TECH. It is not underlined, but I will recommend that you should underline the abbreviations or symbols. Then points. Again the indent has increased. For points the indent is this much: 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Similarly, in the second subtitle, ADV of tech. Now ADV is an abbreviation of advantage. TECH is already used over here. So SRC is another abbreviation, source. Email is also an abbreviation. It stands for electronic mail. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and they are equally indented. Equal indentation should be there for all the points, for all the subtitles, and for all the subpoints. So once you write your notes like this, and this key has been made over here. TECH stands for technology, SRC stands for source, email stands for electronic mail, and symbol is for and. So you should prepare a key like this. So this title will secure you 1 mark. If you frame your notes like this, 3 marks will be secured to you. And if you use abbreviations, at least 4 in your notes, this will give you 1 mark. So very easily you will be able to secure 5 marks for your notes. And after this is the one part of this question. The second part of this question is summarizing, and we will be dealing with summarizing in the next session. So I hope you must have understood how to prepare proper notes. And the one more thing that I would like to emphasize over here is that note making is something that needs to be practiced regularly. It is not something theoretical, it is something practical. You need to learn this skill, and in order to understand note making, in order to learn this skill, you need to practice it time and again. Keep on practicing, and by the time the exams are over there, you should be in such a situation that you are able to prepare notes on any kind of passage which is over there in your question paper. So thank you. Let's hope that in future you will be securing 5 out of 5 marks in your note making. Thank you.